My name is Judy Collins, and I'm the Executive Director of the United States Staffing Association. And today I get to talk with Carol Larocque, who I have done business with for a long time, and I know, and really recruiting is her passion. But I know that she has moved to the other side and is doing now some HR consulting. So, Carol, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself and really everything that you're doing?
Oh, sure. Hi, Judy. So good to see you. I have been a recruiter. That is the core of me and my passion for many years. But a couple of decades ago, I moved from really being an active recruiter and into human resources, the other side, the corporate side, became an HR director of Publishers Clearinghouse with 8,000 employees for a long time, about 10 years, and did a few other HR director positions. And a few years ago, I joined Asure Software as an senior HR consultant. And for the past almost 2 years, have been working with clients of all sizes, small, medium, and large, with the team of 40 HR consultants that we have, providing strategic and daily day-to-day HR consulting services. Right now, my role is to create partnerships with staffing firms, such as the ones that belong to your organization.
Well, good. And then I know that HR is such an important part, who we call every day, who we interact with. So getting to know and really understanding the HR component is very important. Can you tell us some of the benefits and what Asure Software can do and how it can help recruiters?
Sure, thanks. We're an outsourced HR partnership solutions provider. What does that mean? We provide clients with everything from handbooks all the way up to integration of policies, benefits. We deal with investigations, lots of training. But what makes us a little different is that we're a standalone component. Although we are 80,000 clients strong as a payroll company, we're also a very strong, up to probably revenue this year about $12 million, a publicly traded company, to do consulting for clients of people like your members. We partner with these folks in recruiting and provide them with a passive income. It can be anywhere from 15, 20% of revenue, and that will pay them repeatedly upon renewal for years to come. I think had I had this when I was really in the throes of recruiting, how cool to have an HR consultant working with my HR people who know when there's going to be expansion, when there's going to be downsizing, what's happening. Maybe they're reducing staff here, but they're building staff over there. That opens up the door to recruiters in what they do. We don't do recruiting. So we do lots of things, but not recruiting. Our job is to bring that back to the recruiter. So it's an extra pair of eyes for the recruiter. It's a passive income for the recruiter or the recruiting firm. And it gives them a window into their client that maybe they don't have, an extra pair of eyes into that environment.
Well, and how nice to have another income stream.
Yes.
And that just really adds to the benefit of being a recruiter and maybe to their company. When you had mentioned training, what kind of training do you help with?
We do everything from, particularly in the states that are mandated for sexual harassment, that's part of our core providing services. We do trainings from management trainings to communications, how to deal with difficult conversations, be it for the management staff. You know, sometimes you can have somebody who's great at, we always say, making widgets, but that doesn't mean that they're great at managing people who make widgets or sell widgets or market widgets. So we help with that management training. We do investigations if there's an employee relations issues, anything from discrimination, or sexual harassment or any kind of an employee complaint. We do the investigation. We provide full reports. More on the training. We'll do training on, it's just such a wide berth of training. People for turnaround employees who are having a difficult time, getting them back to being productive, and always with an eye for what's best in compliance. Everything that we do is compliant driven. So our goal is to help every client grow their staff, grow to an amazing team, but always within compliance, whether it be in categorizing people correctly as they're appropriate, or providing compliance to a new policy that's come out. And we do have cutting edge software that will provide every week into somebody's inbox local, federal, state, and industry specific updates with policies that could help them. But more than that, we're really a people service. What really I think keeps us standing sort of segregated and above is that we provide one-on-one. We are a phone call away. We have an HR business, what I call the hotline. So not only does a client have a dedicated HR consultant, they have backups. If that consultant's on vacation or whatever, we have backups. They can call that HR hotline, and we pride ourselves on our response time. So people are not waiting days for a response. They're sending us an email within a few hours, they're getting back to them, or a phone call. And we understand as seasoned HR professionals that a sense of urgency can be a part of a call. But we treat every call with that respect. So our clients get a pretty fast response and from an HR professional every time.
Speed is so important. That's right. When you have a question and you have a problem, you do not want to sit there and wait for 48 hours so you can get a resolution on that. And I know that you are in Long Island, and so that also is very good. Maybe if somebody is in another state, but has some employees going to work in New York, which has an entirely different set of rules and regulations. So that's nice to keep them compliant with all of those rules and the sexual harassment training. And there's just a lot going on in New York that maybe is a little bit different. And also in California, there's just some different states that I know that have very specific paid laws.
Yeah. It's every state, every town, every county, and then federal. There's a lot of moving parts and components to always be considered, but we're national in scope. We have HR consultants throughout the country, so we're all over. However, we have state-specific experts. As a consultant, I had clients that were in California, Texas, Chicago, Florida, New Jersey, and New York. Probably less in New York. I had clients all over Minnesota. But if I had a question, Hawaii, if I had a question and it wasn't readily in my brain power to think of it, I would quickly contact one of my state experts. And boy, they had that answer within moments. So we're ahead of the game. And we provide a lot of ongoing education for not only the HR team. Sometimes you have clients who they don't have an HR person. They have the payroll person's doing HR, or they have a somebody who's doing some operational management is their HR person. So we're making sure that we have training that goes to them every week through not only live conversations, but through webinars, the DEI newsletter that we put out once a month that I have to say is really impressive. It's like a work of art. It's really good. Everything that they do is highly professional, but more than that, it's timely and it's hard-hitting information that people need right away. One of the things that I found most helpful, but one in particular, is that policies will come out. They'll be pages long. We take those policies, we have on staff compliance legal personnel who take those very wordy legalese policies and bring it down to reasonable policies to deliver to employees so that it's usable right away. And then we can always be on a phone call with them. We can help with the training to managers, what it means, or even just to help the people that are receiving that information kind of digest it a little bit and be able to bring it to their employees in truly usable information.
Right. You have to make it so everyone can understand it. Carol, you're just such a wealth of information. Can you please give us your contact information and so somebody can call you?
Sure. And that's the best way to reach me is call or text. It's Carol at 516-857-3137. Of course, I have carol.larocque at AsureSoftware.com, but that's a lot. So a text or a phone call is always best.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Thank you, Carol. We really do appreciate all the information.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.